Nobody prepared me for the iPad. You're standing at a counter, you ordered a coffee. It was $4. The transaction is done, or at least you thought it was done, and then the person behind the counter turns the screen toward you and there are 3 options on it. 18%, 20%, 25%, and there is a 4th option in smaller text that says custom, which is where no tip lives and the cashier is right there, and you have approximately 4 seconds to make a decision that apparently says everything about you as a person. Welcome to tipping in New York City. A tip is the extra money you leave for someone who served you. In most countries this is optional, occasional, and modest. In New York it is expected, specific, and comes with an unwritten rulebook that nobody gives you when you arrive. I learned mine the hard way, over several years, through a combination of awkward moments and a friend who grew up here and had very strong opinions about this. The baseline is 20%. That is the number. Not 15, which used to be standard and is now considered low. Not 10, which is technically a tip but will be remembered. 20%. Calculated on the pre-tax total for a sit-down meal with table service. If the service was genuinely good, you go higher. If something went wrong, that was clearly the server's fault. You can go slightly lower. But you are still tipping. And you are still tipping something close to 20. The server did not set the prices. The server did not design the kitchen. The server is also probably paying rent in this city, which, as we have discussed, is a situation. The reason tipping exists at this level in New York, and in America generally, is that servers are legally paid less than minimum wage by their employers, on the assumption that tips will make up the difference. The system is confusing to most people from other countries, and honestly confusing to a lot of people from here too. But it is the system, and the person bringing you food is working inside it, so you work inside it too. Sit-down restaurant, 20% minimum. Bartender, $1 to $2 per drink, or more if they remember your order, and you plan to be there for a while. Coffee shop with table service, 15 to 20%. Coffee shop where you ordered at the counter and they handed you a cup. This is the iPad situation, and honestly, the whole city is still figuring this one out. I usually do something. Not 20%. Something. Because the iPad is watching and I am not made of stone. Delivery. Tip the driver, not just the app. The app takes a cut. The person who walked 6 blocks in the rain with your food is a separate situation. 10 to 20% depending on distance and weather. If it is snowing, tip more. This is not a rule anyone wrote down. It is just the right thing to do. Here's what I will tell you about tipping that nobody told me. It stops feeling complicated after a while. You do the math quickly. You leave the number, you move on. What takes longer to get used to is the iPad at the coffee counter. The screen that appears when you just wanted a latte and suddenly you are making a moral decision at 9 in the morning before you have had any caffeine. I have made peace with this. Mostly. The one thing you should never do is leave nothing. Not because of the math, not because of the percentage, but because in New York, a 0 tip after a sit-down meal is a statement. It says something specific and loud, and the person you said it to will remember. The city is smaller than it looks. You will go back to that restaurant. Leave something.